decided to start a stream. Blammo, something went wrong. No chat. We get no chat today. But I have a possible solution. Let's check if it will actually work. So let me open my own stream. And now the universe explodes naturally. Kind of flabbergasted that it kind of like immediately starts. And pop out chat this way. So it works. Actually, before we go with this solution, let's restart this page. I've already done this, but maybe it's different if you actually are streaming. No? Really? See, I don't want to do this because this chat is ugly as well. So it's just gonna... So the chat that I have in YouTube Studio, I have CSS'd. This one I don't. So let's actually go and CSS it. Here we go. So it has a pretty unique link. What I was worried about it wouldn't have. So it actually we can fairly easily CSS it. So let's open something chat. Yeah, here we go. And we just essentially add another URL starting with. We save, and now it should be pretty. It is. Holy fuck, I forgot just how small I made my chat input box. That's wild. And let's also blammo do this. So now in theory it should all be good. What happens if I close this? At least seemingly everything is fine. Let's also give the notification to, if I remember correctly, 2 people that I'm streaming. Let's also add this link to chat so that everything is nice and proper. Blammo. Cool, so we got chat again. Weird that this is even like a thing I had to handle. So I guess today's theme is the browser being an asshole in one way or another. Also the motorcycle outside being an asshole. Okay, so outside of that, is everything okay? Yeah, seems so. So I have a bunch of instances of Vivaldi. It doesn't really matter what browser really, because I'm pretty sure the issue that I'm going to be talking about appears in all browsers that can have instances. I have this main Vivaldi instance that is basically for everything. It is for like random stuff. It is for things that I'm learning. It is for things that I am sure I will eventually read, and it's also for searching for work. Then I have this browser instance specifically for Discord and some other stuff, and also a browser instance for watching content. Mostly YouTube, but also watching a really good show, by the way. I super recommend it. I found out about it. It's called Reacher, from YouTube recommendations that all go like, let me actually, nah, it's gonna be too annoying to like switch accounts. Basically, all of those recommendations are videos that are worded like, Jack Reacher destroys blank, like someone. And they're really funny. They're like a very nice power fantasy, and I really enjoy this show. It has more to it than just power fantasy though. And also the main character is super fucking hot. This anime I'll definitely continue watching. I watched I think 2 episodes and then never came back. And I'm reading Mashal manga as well. So all of the content that I'm consuming is on that browser instance. whenever I want to open some link, let's say I am on Discord, I really don't want to open it here. Like this link, for example. If I want to open it, it is not going to be here. This is my sacred place for social networks, only one of which I really commonly use, honestly, Discord. So I don't want it to open here. With this example specifically, a YouTube video, I would want to open it here, in the instance that contains YouTube and other stuff. For some other links, which we might not find here, honestly, and I'm not sure which other channel is safe. Definitely not this one, but imagine there's some not YouTube link here. I would most definitely, basically always, want to open it here, in this instance that contains all the random bullshit. Like literally anything and everything. So what is my current workflow? Well, I copy a link using VimEMC. Very good extension, by the way. I recommend it if you're into keyboard navigation, or rather keyboard only navigation. That is the thing to use. There's also surfing keys, but they have been like ass in the strangest of ways. Multiple people I have recommended to try it out at this point, and all of them were like, you know, it had some certain like downfall. So VimEMC I recommend. So I open a new tab and press Alt-I twice. What is that? So if we go and look at keyboard, somewhere in here it will have the, so the paste and go action, which either inserts the link in my clipboard into a search, or if I am already in some website, it just goes to that website. So to kind of run it back, we are not on a website, we're in the starter page, and therefore that's why it inserts this link. We are now on a website, so now when I do it again, we go to the link. Big question, why isn't there just an action that simply just opens a link in my clipboard, like in this and in a new tab? This shit is really annoying, and it doesn't have to be this way. And this is going to be a common theme throughout this stream, because I've been annoyed. So yeah, so while this works, this is kind of ass. Why do I have to press the same hotkey twice? And why do I first have to create a new tab? Like, I usually want to create a new tab anyway. And if I want it to open, like, inside of a current tab, I'm okay having to close it and just open a new tab. So the situation of opening links from within my browser. But that is not the only place where I may potentially want to open a link. Actually, most of them are going to be through NeoVim. Maybe not most of them, but very big percentage. So, this is the first example I'm going to give. I have, in one of my global registers, all of the links that I want to store, because I trusted VOD bookmarks before. Let's just say I'm not going to trust them again. So every link that I want to keep is here. And if I'm already in this file, I might use the motion GX to open the next link, which is going to be this one, because it's after my cursor, the first link after my cursor. And we are currently not in a browser. So how do I word this? So if we are already in a browser instance, it's an annoying but understandable assumption that when I open this link, it should open, well, here. We're currently not in a browser, so what can it assume? It makes the, once again, reasonable but annoying assumption to open this link in the most recent instance that you were on. The most recent instance that I was in is this instance, the one that has Discord. Matter of fact, this is the most likely previous instance. Because I anxiously check it way too often. I might be watching some YouTube video that I downloaded, and where actually we'll get to this cool thing as well. And then I'm like, boom, check Discord and go back. Which means that once I go on to do some new Vim stuff and just happen to open a link, it will most likely open in the one instance that I specifically don't want it to open in. Big question. Okay, good. You can hear me. I wonder if this is too loud, especially considering that it reaches here. And I'm also kind of yelling more than I usually do. Sorry, you might have to change your volume now. But at least I won't peak, or I'm not supposed to. So this sucks. This sucks major balls. Anytime I want to open a link from NeoVim, it's going to open in the wrong place. Super annoying. So what is my workflow here? Well, I decide to open some link, and I'm then like, wait, hold up. It's probably going to be wrong, and I don't remember which instance is the previous one, the most recent one. So to make sure, I go to this instance and then go back, and now I can open a link with GX. Let me just show you. I wasn't wanting to show you that because it already has the solution that I'm going to get to, but yeah, it would usually just go and open the link in the most recent browser instance. So that's why I would have to fix it all the time. Then, because getting to this file interactively, like, let me draw you a picture. Here I am on Discord talking with my friends, and then I'm like, oh my god, I remember such a funny meme. How do I grab the link that is stored here? Going to NeoVim, like, let's imagine I'm usually here. So I need to go to NeoVim, then go to my links, then search for it somehow. Let's imagine I just search like this because I remember how I named it very precisely. Now I do yank GL to link to copy a link, and I come back and I paste. It's a funny video, by the way. I'll give it to you. So this is a bit too many steps for something that I might want to do often, especially if I want to give multiple links at once. Like, oh, Alisa, I remember you used to do AutoHotkey videos. What are some, like, most crucial, I guess, tutorials that you've made so you can kind of get started with AutoHotkey? And I'm like, oh, okay. So at this point, I might want to copy multiple links all at once, and this jumping thing is just kind of annoying to have to do. So for that reason, I implement a special case. I implement a hotkey that lets me pick a link that is stored in that file by its name. So I can say something like, what's another meme? Zorro is racist. Boom, I can just quickly search for the name using Rofi, and when I press enter, it will open. I also have a thing that instead of opening the link, it just copies it to my clipboard. The interface is exactly the same. We can also search for Zorro is racist. And when I press enter, it will copy the link to my clipboard. one of the most hilarious videos of all time, by the way. Hence why I store it. So let's come back to the open thing. If I press enter here, it would open here once again in the instance of Discord. Because either I am on Discord or I was just on Discord, because of how anxiously often I check into here. Definitely more often than the everything bullshit instance and the YouTube instance. So it's very likely to open in the wrong instance again. I have another thing that searches through documentation that hold up, my brain is braining. Searches through documentation that I have locally installed, or rather downloaded, and other files, like for example this book. So you can search through it like argparse in fish and it will open it. It will open it. Yes, it has the same exact semantic that it will open in the most recent Vivaldi instance, which is probably Discord once again. So you can see how this issue keeps on repeating, but let me just show you one, I think, last example as far as I can remember. Let's go to this. Yes. And let's go to cargo.toml. Let's say I want to look at the docs for Chrono. Just realized this today, but the crates IO, that's hilarious. That's really funny. The fact that it like doesn't load. I think I know why, because it hasn't loaded in the language server. I immediately went to cargo.toml. And now it works. Okay, that's actually interesting to note. So the crates.neovim plugin lets you do a bunch of things with crates in your Rust project. I don't know basically anything about this plugin. I just have it installed thanks to AstroNeovim, and it does things for me. But one of those things is actually being able to open documentation, and open crates.io, and open librs, which I thought was the file of the, like the opening file of the library, but no, it still opens it in the browser. So these three things, they open in the browser. Once again, probably in Discord. So, all of these different ways that may open links, and all of them suck because they don't understand where to open my shit. So here are a few solutions that I have tried. Well, maybe not few, but like two. So, there's actually a feature, and it's a pretty cool feature. Let's go to tabs. Well, first to settings, then tabs in Vivaldi, and scroll down. You see open websites in workspaces automatically. You can match a link to automatically open that link in some certain workspace that you have. I thought that this might have been like the silver lining. So what I did is that if URL contains a slash, meaning literally any link, open it in the general workspace. So the workspace that is in this instance. However, it is very fucky, because say I open a link here, it still fucking opens here in this instance, and makes this window urgent and like lights it up with pink, and then it moves it to this instance. This workspace is still pink, it's still urgent. I still need to handle that somehow, usually by pressing a hotkey. but now it's here. But now it's here without also being the current tab. No matter of fact, it might just appear as the first one, even if the tab that I'm currently on is maybe like here. Say I have like 8 tabs and I'm on this tab. It gets moved and opened here, so I need to go to it anyway. So it's basically like not very helpful. And unfortunately, the matching is very weak. You have the option of contains, is, and starts with, and this does not support regex. So I can't properly express, please open every single link that you can possibly open in this workspace, except for these links that go in other workspaces. So yeah, that sucks. And even if I could, what that ends up doing is, say there's some new website that I decided to read manga on. Once I load it in, it gets moved to this one, so I have to move it back and then create a new rule for it. So it's not even reasonable to do. I found a good addition. It is not the end-all be-all solution, but it's a very, very good addition. So usually you can make keyboard mappings to basically every action in Vivaldi. Let me actually bring in chat so you don't miss anything. If you scroll through this, you'll see that, oh, holy shit, I can actually map keyboard shortcuts to any action that I want. And you can also remove keyboard shortcuts from any action that you don't want. It is very, very convenient. But for some odd fucking reason, Vivaldi decides to omit the action of move current tab to a different workspace. You have to use the context menu for this. You cannot make a mapping with your keyboard to do this. You simply cannot. But you can do a bit of combination. Now let me find the hotkey that I mapped for that. There's an action called Focus Tab Bar. I mapped it to Shift F9, which I obviously don't press, but we're gonna get to that. So when I press Shift F9, it focuses the tab bar, which means that now when we right click on it, it will present us this window. This is not usually very useful because please unselect. Okay, basically imagine that I unselected it. It doesn't unselect for some odd reason, but if you right click on it, this is still the behavior. So right now we haven't yet changed anything. The power comes from the built-in browser-like keyboard navigation. There's a built-in mapping that you cannot change, which is very annoying. Shift F10 opens the context menu of the selected item, whatever it might be. Usually it's the tab that you're on, it's the website that you're on. So you can Shift F10 and that will basically right-click the website. But since we have focused tab bar, that is now the element that is focused. So basically what I get to do is I can press Shift 9, Shift 10, and this brings in this window to me exclusively by using the keyboard. I do not need to use my mouse for this. And now all I have to do is just press a single character, W for example, to move this tab into the workspace, or O to move it to the content workspace, and the content workspace is this one, so it will effectively move this tab from one window to another. Fuck yeah. So this is already pretty good, but reaching all the way for F9 and F10 is too much for me, which is why I made mappings for it. So let's go to Vivaldi. I used X remap to make mappings. Alt-J does the F9 thing and Alt-K does the F10 thing. So now I can press Alt-J, Alt-K, whoops, wrong window, Alt-J, Alt-K, and now I press O, for example. This is much, much better than having to use my mouse, or more likely using my mouse mode and moving my mouse literally like this. I am genuinely like more likely to do this than use my mouse. I'm that crazy. So now I don't have to do that. Now I can just do this action exclusively with my keyboard, which means I can move a tab from one workspace to another. This is very, very good. So the same type of situation, I copy, let me actually just do it even stupider. I open this link. Wait, what? Wait, what? How the fuck did it understand? My solution doesn't include being this good. What? How does it understand? What? Don't get me wrong, I'm very excited, but I also don't understand why it's acting this well. Oh, because I fucking added back this thing. Okay, I added back the solution that is actually asked. Let's continue on with my train of thought. So the Discord is the window that is selected right now, so I open it and it gets opened here. So I go to this tab and now I can press Alt-J, Alt-K, E to move it to there, and I close back that tab bar because I don't usually want to see it here. And now all I have to do is just go to the Vivaldi instance that I wanted to open the link to begin with. But this is still a bit too many actions, in the sense that it still feels like I did things incorrectly. If I open the link there and then have to fix it into the correct window. So that's not actually going to be the most common use case. This Alt-J, Alt-K action is going to be reserved for when all of my other methods that I'm going to get to fuck up, or rather I fuck up in using them somehow, and I still need to fix a link. Basically, worst case scenario, I still have an ability to fairly easily move a tab from one window to another. So how would I usually do this? Usually, as I said, I copy the link and then go to the correct browser instance and then Alt-E, Alt-I, Alt-I. Too much, once again. Which is why I made a hotkey that moves me to this specific workspace and then opens the link in my clipboard. Let me show you. I go to my arrow keys mode and then press G. That moves me to the I workspace and then opens the link in my clipboard, and here I am. It's just that simple. But this is a YouTube video, and as I've told you, I want to open YouTube videos in this workspace. And yeah, I also have this ability as well. I go to my arrow keys mode, but now instead of G, I do capital G or Shift G, and it opens here now. So now I can decide between all the possible instances, yes, there are just two, where I want to open the link that I just copied. There are a lot of different ways in which I might potentially want to open a link. Like, there are a lot of ways where a link may end up in my clipboard, but it's usually going to be from my browser, where I just like copy some link and then immediately open it. But then also, this works for this now as well. I copy a link and now open it like this. That is very, very good. Amazing, even, to be able to do this. Thinking about my next point and how to get there. Let me actually pop some snooze. What? She broke the tension. What? This is not a YouTube video, this is a stream? Crazy. This is fucking legendary. Oh my god. I had to remind you that this is a stream. So don't expect like perfect content of me. The whole reason why I stream to begin with rather than make videos, like if you watch my streams, you can see that I have a video-like flow to me. But the reason why I stream instead is to basically lower my own expectations for myself, and burn out less. Because if you're recording videos, in case you haven't been a YouTuber, or maybe you just like aren't as worried as I am, when you record a video, you expect so much perfection out of yourself. Even though, and especially because you can edit, now you have to like record eventually perfectly. If you fuck up, that means you have to re-record. And then also you have to edit all of that bullshit together. So you're like on nails when you record. This shit sucks. If you're streaming though, you can't edit. Like this is live. If I fuck up and say something incorrectly, I cannot just fix that. So that just removes a lot of expectations that I put on myself. So that's why I stream. It's pretty convenient. Okay, continuing on. While I do have a solution to copy a link and then do this, and it's actually like pretty damn fast. I don't have a like speed issue with this, or even ergonomics. It's fairly ergonomic, but it is not direct. And it also changes my clipboard, which is not like a huge deal because I can easily go in and grab something from the past, but I might not want to. And also, let's not forget, there is GX that opens a link. What, am I just gonna ignore GX existing from now on? Just because of this like strange issue? No, matter of fact, I will make it behave in a very similar sense. See how to open a link here, it's lowercase g, and to open a link here is uppercase G. All of my solutions that I'm going to be talking about include this kind of semantic. So this function, why is this window fucking ever focused? It's annoying to me very much. See how now I'm on NeoVim, and I also focus this window. When I move to this desktop, this fucking window for some odd fucking reason get focused. It's very annoying. I'm sure there's a fix that I could implement into my window manager, but I just haven't yet. So this is the function that checks, or rather finds, the next link and opens it using the NeoVim various text objects plugin that I super mega recommend. Yeah, so this function does everything, and it also opens the link that it gets. But now what I do before is I call the shell command VM control -s, and now I specify the desktop that I want to go to. it is 0 indexed, which is kind of annoying. So to mean the second one, the I one, I do 1, and to specify the dot one, it is 6. It is 6. So before opening this link, I first move myself to the correct desktop. Once I move myself to the correct desktop, it also, usually, basically always, focuses the correct instance, the correct browser instance that I want. This might or might not actually get fucked because I have YouTube chat here, but it's like fixable. Just have to implement a bit more complex logic to make that thing happen, but overall the idea is this. I first of all focus the correct window, and then I open the link, and now, because this is the focus window, that is also the most recent Vivaldi instance. So link automatically opens here. Fuck yeah. Or here. So, and then I map. So gx, g lowercase x, opens the link in the I desktop, and g capital X opens it in the dot desktop. Let's go and open the link. I do gx, moves me to this desktop and opens the link. I can also do G capital X, opens it here. So now I have a very direct way of opening links exactly what I want to open them. Nice. I implemented a very similar kind of idea. How do we jump there? Like this. An X remap. Wait, not here. Where was it? In arrow. So here's my thing that opens a document, like documentation, and here's my thing that opens a link that I have stored. So they're on hotkeys as well. Similarly, dot will now open in desktop I. Actually has a bit more like cool behavior. If I cancel, it doesn't move me anywhere. But if I press enter and decide on a link, it does move me there, as you can see. It's actually pretty nice that. That's crazy. I pressed the hotkey to close the tab, and it took like 3 billion years. That's wild. Let me just check that it works correctly with chat existing, because it might not, I don't know. So yeah, now I'm using the other mapping to open it in the dot desktop. Yeah, actually it works correctly. Oh, I guess because there's no chat here, so it's not an issue. Okay, what if I do it again? It somehow works correctly, even though chat becomes the active window. Well, I'm not going to complain because that's the exact behavior that I want. So that's amazing. Same thing happens for doc. You can probably guess how that goes. Cool. So the main ways that I open links from NeoVim and globally, I can now actively decide where to open that link. If I'm on Discord, I can, or actually if I'm just in a browser and I copy a link because I don't want to open it in this instance, just copy a link, then arrow keys, G, and boom, the link is open. Freaking how? Cool. We are left. Am I not forgetting anything? Hold up, let me check my notes. Talked about that, and that, and that, and that. Okay, yeah. So we have the last kind of issue that we have not yet handled. What about links that I don't open like myself globally from the file, links that I don't open from GX, links that I cannot copy? How do I ensure that? Here we bring ourselves back to the cargo crate, or crates.neovim plugin. This doesn't give me a link, it just decides for me to immediately open it. So all of my other things that I have for controlling where to open the link no longer work. I'm fucked, right? So I have to go back to my strategy of activating this window, going back, and then I can open the link. Except I have also handled this. I have a mapping on super C that executes the function fixed browser instance in my window manager. Let's go and check that out. What it does is that it activates the workspace that I give it, either this one or this one, and then brings myself back to where I just was. Let me press it right now. Let me first of all go to the wrong one to make sure the example is correct. And now I'm going to execute this action. Super C. Nothing happens. This actually surprised me. Everything just worked correctly. The I tag got activated and we got brought back. It's just so seamless that it's not noticeable, which is really, really good. So now the most recent Vivaldi instance is the one on workspace I. And when I open this link, watch me fail spectacularly, it will open, as you can see, in the I workspace. I still do not get how, despite the chat basically always being the active window, this one is like gotten. I'm so glad it works this way, but also why? So yeah, now I can preemptively fix the target browser that I want to open it in. And also, there is Super Alt C that does a very similar thing, but for this desktop instead. So I can go in, like, okay, I want to open documentation. Wait, hold up. Actually, I don't remember which instance is my most recent one, and for some odd fucking reason, I want to open it in the content thing. I just press Meta Alt C, and now I can open the link, and it gets opened in the correct place. So finally, I now have a pretty convenient API. That's not an API at all. Interface, I guess I should say, like UX maybe, to open links in the places that I want. And all of them share the same kind of semantic. Lowercase or easier to press hotkey goes here, and uppercase or harder to press hotkey goes here. And everything that I use to open links shares this semantic. I love it. And worst case scenario, if I forgot to fix, like let's imagine this, I'm on Discord and I just open, whoops, it gets opened on Discord, it is no longer as big of a problem because I can more easily move it than in the past. So it's like a far better system. But how this should have been fixed is literally just in the browser say like, oh, rule, do not ever open any links in this workspace ever, or some like other more expansive, smarter rules that allow you to decide this kind of thing, rather than me having to track down every possible way that I can ever open a link and then handle them programmatically. I shouldn't have to do that. Like, and I really don't want to use the desktop app for Discord, because first of all, it won't have Vimium C, which I heavily rely on, and then also have some other basically apps that I don't want to keep on the same, like I don't want to keep as separate windows, because if I ever want to tile and if there are multiple windows, well, that just becomes annoying. So it's kind of unfortunate that I even have to handle it in this kind of annoying way, which is why the stream title is I am high-diffing my browser. I defeated it, but just barely. Alright, let's talk about YouTube DLP, which actually is named kind of like almost confusingly, but I can't find the correct word for it. Basically, even though it stands for YouTube, it's not just YouTube. YouTube DLP lets you download videos from a bunch of places, including Twitter, for example, including, I'm pretty sure, Reddit, Instagram, and many other places, most of which I don't even know about. And it is very convenient to such an extent that every YouTube video that I watch by first downloading it. Here's all of my, like, I guess short form videos. Here are all of my long form videos, so stream VODs, which I enjoy a lot. And here are all of my quote unquote podcasts, basically videos that like don't need to be watched, they can just be listened to. So I have like a couple of directories that I organize my downloaded YouTube videos in, and all of these get titles automatically. So let's go to Xremap and search for how I do this. So I have a couple of hotkeys in my special mode, 4 of them, one for each video type, let's call it that, that takes the link in my clipboard and downloads it. Let's go and find some video. Perfect example of a podcast type video. I would also watch this. So what I do is I copy this link and then arrow keys mode A, and it starts downloading this video. Probably shouldn't be doing this while I'm streaming, but it's probably going to be okay in terms of like quality of my internet. It's okayishly fast. And then doesn't auto update, but I can update myself. Wait, hold up, it is here actually. And you can see this new video that I can then open and start watching. So this is my workflow for watching videos, because I cannot fucking stand buffering of YouTube and God forbid Twitch is just terrible. You go on to open a video, you manage to watch like 3 seconds and it starts buffering. It's super annoying, incredibly annoying. And especially if you're not in Russia, you also have ads that you might have to watch for like a 7-second video. You will never watch that 7-second video then, because you know, like, I'm not gonna fucking watch ads for something that might not even be worth it. So all of that sucks. Which is why I download. Oh, and also, if anything ever happens to my internet connection, I could not care for many hours if I just decided to go on to a watching streak of stuff. But I also do programming like most of my day, so I can go on for a long time before I really like run out of things to do and content to watch. So in these hotkeys, everything that really is important here is this install YouTube video function, fish function. And you can see you can provide different parameters or arguments, I guess, to it. And this argument is basically the directory to store the downloaded video in. And let's go and check this out. So this is the entire function, blammo. What do we do here? Here's some syntax sugar. Basically, if I don't provide an argument, it assumes YouTube. Then we create a temporary file that's going to be used for the notification. Because once, actually, I can probably show you. It's going to disappear in like 1 or 2 seconds once I show it. So if you want to see it, be prepared. It shows the notification here, and it's gone. Once it finishes downloading the YouTube video, it shows you, hey, I finished downloading this, so that I can be notified and go immediately watch that video if I want to. And that is why we create this temporary file, because the only way of doing this in a neat kind of way is via a file. Here we get the clipboard, so the link in my clipboard, and now onto the actual command that I run. I start my terminal emulator kitty with a special name so that I can immediately move that downloading window to this workspace. But that's just like specific to me. It doesn't really have to be this way, but that's the idea. You just give a specific title to your terminal emulator that is downloading this video so that you can move it to a correct place. And we run YouTube DLP. This flag -o specifies the output kind of thingy. The path and name of the file. And YouTube DLP lets you like dynamicize a lot of cool things. So first of all, I just specify invid content YouTube or the argument provided. That is like the parent path, the directory that the file is going to be in. What we're interested in here is the actual title building. How do we build the video title? We grab the channel of the video that we're downloading. Then we grab the title of the video. So you can see here, this tracks. Let's go here actually, more videos here. So I downloaded a video by Fireship, and then after a long dash, here's the title of the video, literally as it was named when I was downloading it. And then also in semicolons, where are we? In semicolons, I leave the video ID here. This is actually very useful, and I'm gonna get to that. yeah, so the video ID. And after that, just the extension of the video, however we downloaded it. Most of them are WebM, some of them are MKVs. MP4s are really, really rare. So the way that YouTube DLP works generally, if you configure it correctly, and we're gonna get to that, is that it grabs a bunch of different parts kind of separately. For example, it can grab video and audio separately and tries to find the best quality audio and the best quality video. This will not always be like together. They will often be separate. So it downloads those things separately and then it combines them into a single file with video and audio using FFmpeg. And this is actually why a lot of them are WebMs. Pretty sure most uploaded videos are MKV, maybe MP4s. I doubt it's WebM. I super doubt it. But it is WebM for me because when it downloads the thingies, it combines them together, and WebM, I guess, is just the format that makes the most sense when doing so. Cool. So this is how the paths and names of the video that you download are structured. There are more things, like, for example, playlists, and let me actually go and show it to you. YouTube DLP channel. Yeah, here it is. So in the -O, you have a lot of stuff. You have ID, title, extension, yeah, description, even if you want to use that for something, I don't know. Uploader, license, creators, upload date, release date, etc. So a bunch of different things. You can even check the view count, which is really interesting. Even the concurrent view count. Holy fuck, didn't even know that. Like and dislike count. I would be surprised, but it would be really cool if it like gave you the dislike count even though it's like hidden. Because the thing is, when they removed dislikes, they didn't actually. We, the creators, can still very much see them. When you dislike a video, and if we're anxious enough, we can see that dislike. Maybe not necessarily that it's from someone. I don't think we get access to that information. I never cared. But we can see the fact that there is a dislike and the specific count of them. So I'm guessing it can give you the real dislike count. Interesting, right? Oh, also, since YouTube DLP is not just for YouTube, maybe the dislike count makes more sense for something like Reddit, and maybe it doesn't work for YouTube. So I'm just like throwing guesses out there. I'm not actually sure how it works. Long story short, you have a lot of options in terms of how to format the title of the videos that you download. Let me actually, before I forget, add a thingy, YIDs, so I don't forget to explain why I even like add them to begin with. And then I use this thing, print to file, blah 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 file. So print to file lets you once again use a format specifier to write what it will end up being into a file. And that is how I get this notification that will tell me downloaded, colon, and then the channel and the title, so they can see which specific video just got downloaded, rather than some video got downloaded. It's much more useful. Like, for example, I might be going on a downloading spree, which I often do, and then boom, I maybe download this, and I actually kind of would sounds like a pretty good video. Let's actually go and do that. Let's remove do not disturb mode and do this, download it, and then I continue on downloading a bunch of videos, and then maybe this video I'm like, oh my god, I want to watch this as soon as possible, which is why this notification is going to be really useful. Once it downloads, I will be able to see and go immediately and watch it. Oh, I see, that's not the video that I want to watch right now, but maybe later, type of thing. So that's why it's very useful. And the last argument to YouTube DLP, I supply my clipboard. So the link that is in my clipboard for it to download. And here's the notification. I also need to remember to remove this temporary file that we created some time ago. And that is the entire function that happens and does all of the cool magic. Yeah. Very cool. Now, onto why I even store IDs. Let's say once again, I take things sometimes too seriously. Okay, so let's say I watch this video and I want to share it on my Discord or overall to someone. I have already downloaded it. It's not like I'm currently watching it on YouTube where I could just YY to copy the current link and then send it. No, I don't have that option. How do I get the link to this video? Sure, I could just copy its entire title and then go on here and search for it and then just hope and pray that is going to be what I'm looking for. Then I need to look at it and think, wait, is this the correct video? Or not? Sure, the title is the same, but there's still like 1, 2, maybe even 5 seconds of thought that needs to come in to make sure that this is the correct link that I want. And then I still have to copy this link, and only now I can actually paste it. A bit too many steps as usual. Which is why I keep the ID of the video in semicolons. I can yank inside semicolons and that copies the ID to my clipboard. Then I have a special mapping GD that compiles this into a YouTube link. It takes what was just an ID and prepends www, YouTube, watch, blah blah blah, all this shit to turn it into a valid link. And blammo, I was able to very easily copy the link to basically the current video that I'm watching to easily share it. And then a very common situation also is that I'm watching a video and I want to leave a comment because I really like leaving comments a lot. I also really like getting comments. It's like, I don't know, I think comments are the best specifier for someone enjoying the video. I might look at views, likes, and all that kind of stuff, and I enjoy it for sure, but when someone leaves a comment, that really brightens up my soul. So having that in mind, I want to do that for others as well. And it's very easy now. I yank inside semicolons, grab a link, and open it here. Open it here, and then I can just leave a comment, shut the fuck up, stop. Oh my god, it's so annoying how YouTube immediately starts playing the video as soon as I open it. Like, stop. First of all, I need to scroll down, like the video, and open it. Don't fucking play immediately for me. It's so super annoying. And the thing is, I have an extension called YouTube Enhancer. Yeah, Enhancer for YouTube, which usually makes it so videos don't autoplay, but sometimes it doesn't. So yeah, I leave my comment and blah blah blah, and I close the tab and I continue on to watch. So it's a pretty good workflow. Let me actually go and show you how the GD mapping actually works. So let's go to my oil configuration and GD. Here it is. So that's the mapping. GD maps to a function only for this buffer to make it only work for oil rather than just anywhere. I guess you could have it just anywhere, but how often are you going to see YouTube video IDs out in the wild? So we get what is currently in our register. This is usually just going to be this for you. And if you have the clipboard option set to unnamed plus, it's going to be this. Wait, it's going to be this. If you have it set to unnamed rather than unnamed plus, it's going to be this. But usually it's just this. I remove this kind of like annoyance of having to hard code things by storing this in a variable. So I have clipboard option set to unnamed plus, and therefore I leave a plus here. That's just like implementation detail, it doesn't really matter. Just put a plus or whatever else here. And that'll make sense depending on your clipboard option. Then we take blah 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 YouTube watch blah 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 and append ID onto it. Now we set the register. Now here it actually makes sense to specifically use plus to copy it to your system clipboard, because that's probably what you actually want. To copy this link to your system clipboard to paste it somewhere else. And you specify the link here. And then I get myself a notification to make sure that everything worked correctly, so I can trust myself to be able to paste the correct link. And that's how. That is how. So yeah, I enjoy this a lot. First of all, the oil NeoVim storing all of this and making it really like nice to look through videos, to even search, because searching is just like, oh, I want to watch a video from Tier Zoo, and here I am. Very quick and simple searching, and I just can open any video. I even have a mapping to go to a random video, which I haven't used in a while. So yeah, I really enjoy it. Right, to the configuration, let's go there. You create a file in either .config, I guess not here. It's possible that you can leave the config in .config somewhere, but I'm not sure where. For me, I just have it in my home directory. I should probably move it for what it's worth, but I haven't yet. But yeah, also like this path, YouTube DLP.conf works, and this is the configuration file, which works as if you're specifying a bunch of flags on the command line, and this configuration exists so you don't have to continue on constantly providing all of these flags every single time. Let's go through them. Ignore errors makes it so it continues on trying forever, because I don't want to try to download something, move on, and then figure out that, oh fuck, this video didn't like download correctly. So this will just continue on trying forever. A weird default of YouTube DLP is the fact that if you grab a video link that's from a playlist, it will download the entire playlist. Yes, it's really that stupid of a default, so that is why I remove it. If you do want to download the entire playlist, you would specify yes dash playlist, and it will override no playlist. If you want to grab some specific elements from a playlist, you would use the -i option. You can read up on, about it using man YouTube DLP, and it will be explained here with all its specifics. Then this also is a interesting situation. So the default is that YouTube DLP will grab the best possible quality of both video and audio that it can find, meaning that it will grab 4K if it has 4K. If I download 10 hours of some stream in 4K, I will die. Which is why I make it so the maximum and preferred resolution is 1080 rather than 4K. And if there are multiple resolutions of 1080, prefer the one that has higher FPS. This is very, very important. Specify the full path to your FFmpeg so it can grab the best quality by min-maxing and splitting video, audio, and stuff like that, and then merging it together. If you don't specify this, you'll most likely have worse quality video and audio. So it's like very important. Retries infinite makes that if there's some network connection, it will continue trying literally infinitely. Very convenient. And this is like real fucking magic. So these two flags together, and they have to be together, make it so whenever you download a video, you also mark it as fully watched, which is really fucking cool. That means that that watch goes to the creator. I don't think they get any money from it though, since I'm not watching the ads. But then again, I'm in Russia, I don't get ads, so I don't think I give anyone I watch money anyway, so it's like not an issue. But if, for example, you have YouTube Premium, then your watch will still give the creator money, I'm pretty sure, and on a higher rate than a non-YouTube Premium watcher. So if, for example, I can see it being like a valid point, if you basically want to appreciate the content creators that you watch, and you've been like interested in how you can do so, obviously direct donations are always going to be the best, but a more general way of doing so is just paying for YouTube Premium, and then anyone you watch will get, I think, considerably more money from you. Although, yeah, like if you want to go about it the more effective way, just donate to your favorite content creators. I think that's going to be best, basically always. So yeah, regardless, the more useful, or the more commonly useful thing for marking watched is, first of all, when I'm scrolling through recommendations, I can see which videos I have maybe not watched, but at least downloaded, so basically watched. And also, I am hoping that once I mark a video watched, once I watch the video, it is less likely to appear in my recommended, because I fucking watched it. YouTube doesn't seem to get a clue though, still. So with this configuration, yeah, works how you would want. If you want this to be easily copyable, go join my Discord. The link to it is in the description. YouTube chat doesn't like special symbols and all that stuff, and also it doesn't like when there are too many symbols in your message. Yes, even if you're the streamer pasting that message, which is the craziest part. I would usually just give you a link to my GitHub, but the issue is that I have two options, both of them suck. One of them, one of them is a dynamic link, which will point to the most recent commit. If I ever rename or remove this file, you will not get access to it. It will be an invalid link. Another option I can give you is a static link, a link that does not change, meaning if I ever add something to this config file, you will not see the result of that. So they both suck, but I guess the other one, like the latter one, doesn't suck as much as the first one. So let me give you that link. This, and XCP, and here you go. So this link will not get updated. So if I add something important, you will not see it, but at least it will never get broken. Unless I delete the fucking .files repository, which would be very, very evil, considering the, like, what, 35 stars I have on it. But who knows, like, it's maybe possibly possible. Oh, I've been wondering why I'm not, like, specially highlighted. That's because I am technically on a different account. Interesting. I have talked about it being a possibly good idea to write out my entire issue that I have with Lua. I complain about hating Lua a lot on this channel, and I've kind of elaborated on why here and there, but never like the full scope of everything that I hate about this fucking language. So yesterday I wrote an entire fucking essay about it in a GitHub gist. So if you're interested in why I hate Lua so much, you can now finally go and read it in full, formatted and like written well, rather than just some on-the-go rant. Now you can see in fuller scope why I fucking hate this language. And the final thing that I set up, there is a thing that you can download called Tesseract. This is an OCR tool, basically a tool that lets you look at an image and extract text from it. You also have to download a language pack to make it support English in this case. And so what it lets you do, let's go here and grab some certain text. This, for example. What I now can do is take a screenshot and then OCR it. You can see from the notification that everything went correctly. Now when I edit my clipboard, you can see that I just OCR'd this text. So maybe I'm watching some video. Good example of this. I can now take a screenshot, OCR it, and I get the text that was in the video. This can be very helpful if you're trying to copy some code out of a YouTube video that you're watching, where the creator didn't bother like leaving it in the comments, description, their GitHub, or wherever else. So this is like very, very useful. Let's go on to how. I have this mapping. So what do we do here in this mapping? I do fucking what? So we use xclip. For fuck's sake, I'm losing my voice. We use xclip to output what is in our clipboard, meaning an image, and we output it as an image. Then we pipe it to Tesseract, interpret, rather get the image that we want to analyze from std in, so meaning what we just piped in, and write the output to this temporary file. Okay, we finished this command. Next command is copy the content of this temporary file into our clipboard and then display this notification. The reason why we can't directly pipe from Tesseract to Xclip is because I guess like the way pipes work, they don't generally like finish. The way they work is, say, Xclip starts outputting the data, it is already going into Tesseract, and Tesseract is processing this data while Xclip hasn't finished giving the entire data yet. And then Tesseract starts outputting output into Xclip, into our clipboard. But hold up, we're actually we still need the clipboard to output the rest of the image. So we can't write to the clipboard immediately. So this is why we have to do it through a temporary file first. And so, how do we even get like the screenshot? Well, first of all, this works like if you copy some image, probably not gonna find any image here, but you copy some image, boom, it is in your clipboard, so you can immediately use this. But aside from that, let's actually move this hotkey to a different one, because I think it makes sense for a different place, rather a different hotkey. Let's put it on Super Alt R. So here I have a few hotkeys. The most important one of them is Super S. It uses scrot, which is a hilarious name. This is a program that lets you select an area and take a screenshot of that area. I'm sure you have some way of taking screenshots like this, but if you don't yet or are looking for a better one, scrot exists and it's pretty good, and it's also hilariously named, which I think is even more important. So that is how we get the screenshot. I want to make a mapping that's a bit more direct. Let's remove the alt here. So here, instead of taking the image from my clipboard, let's grab this again and gr find this. And if I did everything correctly, what this will do, Jesus, so many notifications. Oh, good point, good point. Oh, huh. Okay, basically, let's go and find some more text. I can now press Meta R. I grab this text, and it immediately gets OCR'd. So I don't need to press an extra key map. Blammo. Let's add some more logic to this though. So first of all, let's do truncate -s 0 temp tesseract.txt. What this will do is truncate, actually, yeah, this would truncate this temporary file to make sure it's empty, but actually what we want more precisely is for it to not even exist. Then we take a screenshot and pipe it into Tesseract for it to interpret it. Actually, what I just did with removing the file is really unnecessary. Okay, so if test sized, if this temporary file is sized, if it's more than 0 bytes, then and only then do we try to copy it into our clipboard. Now I'm realizing that yes, indeed, we do need to truncate it or delete it. This also works. But let's truncate it to express the idea that I'm going for a bit more clearly. So first we make sure that the file is empty, then we try to OCR it, then only if that file is not empty, we copy the text from that file into our clipboard and display a notification. If nothing gets OCR'd, we don't get a notification saying that we OCR'd. Let's also repeat this kind of idea here. We do... Actually, this... No, actually, this is a very, very similar case. I thought it was different. We also make sure that this file is empty. Now we try to take our clipboard now and OCR it. And now if it is sized, tesseract txt, then then we copy the output to our clipboard. This is just so if it fails, you don't get an empty clipboard. Let's just check that everything works correctly. I very much could have fucked it up. Everything works correctly. Cool. So here's the command that you may want to have, rather 2 of them. I'm looking at if it has any like me specific things that I added. I don't think so. Well, I mean, first of all, both of these commands are written in fish shell, so if you don't use fish shell, you're fucked. Yeah, the same way I'm fucked trying to insert basically anything into YouTube chat. So I'm gonna send it here once again. So this is the one that takes from your clipboard. Basically, it assumes that you already copied the image, and this one lets you take a screenshot and then interprets that. So yeah, if you've been interested in some OCR solution but haven't really looked into it, now you have a ready-to-use solution. Although I can see how, like, at least me personally, I'm very like biased against taking solutions from somewhere, simply because it's so enjoyable for me to try to code them for myself. If you don't have that mind restriction that I do, well, here you go. Yeah. And I think that's it. Let me think if I forgot anything. I don't think so. Yes, I kinda did. So I made hotkeys in OBS. I can show them like this. So Control Super Shift and then plus number. for switching scenes and toggling streaming. Actually pressing those hotkeys is immeasurably difficult to do, which is why they are actually on caps lock alt plus Y, U, I, and O. So let's go to caps lock alt U. I want to make these hotkeys actually work, because the thing is, because this is a remap, they're not caught correctly. They work if the current window is OBS, then yeah, they are correctly seen. But if I try to press caps lock alt Y here, it will not work. I guess, oh, I can check this more safely by just trying to change a scene. And so nothing changed. But if I try to do it here, it does work. So I want to make these hotkeys first move me to the desktop where OBS is, and then send that hotkey. Also makes a lot of sense for me, because anytime I do any of these actions, I still go on to OBS to check to make sure that I actually executed them. So it makes double sense for me. So let's surround these like this, and add this, and then launch VM control -S. So M is 8 plus 4, 12, 13, 12. Okay, 12. Very importantly, why do you jump there? Why there? What? Let's also surround these in single quotes, because believe it or not, this is actually important in X-Remap for some odd reason. And now, the moment of truth. Will this work? Will this end stream? In case it does work, and I suppose it will, go join my Discord server. The link is in the description, and bye-bye! Nope, it does not work. Why would it? That would be just too simple. I wonder, does it work for scenes? Nope. Okay. Super idea. I'll just add a fucking sleep. Let's add this and another, hold up, space, launch, sleep for like half a second. It's a whack solution, but it should be a solution. No fucking, oh, it hasn't like restarted yet. Okay, I simply do not get it then. What the hell? What? Huh? Huh? There is a possibility that it executes the command asynchronously, although I don't think it does that. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. So what the hell? Sure, let's change this to a full second. I doubt this will change much, but let's try it. What's up with that? So control meta shift da. So what? Because the funny thing is, when I just pressed these by myself, things worked. like without the launches. So I don't get why it doesn't work now. It still, like, at least is supposed to send those keys. Let's approach this differently. Let's make it so hotkeys only work when I have OBS focused. Let's change these to Alt-A, Alt-A. So main is going to be this, hide is this, gone is this. Apply, apply. So now the workflow will be, I move to OBS, I press Alt